Good morning everyone. I'm Shweta Matey from Mechanical Engineering Department, Lokmanya Tilak College of Engineering. So today we are going to study a topic from your elective subject, that is metal forming technology, and the topic is the classification of metal forming processes. Before that, we must know what metal forming exactly is. So if we see the production encompasses all types of manufacturing processes. Manufacturing basically refers to the conversion of raw materials into finished products employing suitable techniques. There are several methods of manufacturing such as metal casting, metal forming, metal machining, metal joining and finishing. So, metal forming is a very important manufacturing operation that has industrial importance among various production operations due to the advantages like cost effectiveness, enhanced mechanical properties, flexible operations, higher productivity, and considerable material saving. So, unlike machining processes in metal forming technology, material wastage will not happen, or material wastage does not happen. The objects and articles that we use in our daily life are man-made, engineered parts which are obtained from some raw materials through some manufacturing processes. All these objects are made of a number of small components assembled into finished product. For example, the pen that we use for writing, it consists of number of small parts that are assembled together to perform a specific function. Similarly, an automobile, which is assembly of near about 15,000 to 20,000 small components. So, in production or in manufacturing, metal forming technology or metal forming plays a very important role. Now, in forming process, the required shape and size of the raw material is obtained by subjecting the material to plastic deformation through the application of tensile force, compressive force, bending or shear force or combination of these forces. Moving on to the classification of metal forming processes. As you can see here, metal forming processes can be classified into two broad groups. The first one is bulk forming and second one is sheet forming. The third one is powder metal forming, which nowadays gaining a lot of importance due to its special features, so that we are going to see later. So, coming on to the bulk forming process. Bulk deformation refers to the use of raw materials for forming which have low surface area to volume ratio. Processes like rolling, forging, extrusion and drawing are bulk forming processes. So in bulk deformation processes, the nature of force applied may be compressive, tensile, shear or combination of all these. Bulk forming is accomplished in forming process with the help of a set of tool and die. The examples of products manufactured or produced by bulk forming processes are gears, valves, engine parts, connecting rods, hydraulic valves, etc. So bulk forming operations are further classified into primary and secondary operations. In primary operations, cast and gods, which are very huge size metal blocks, are converted into bars, sheets, plates and tubes that are further used for operations or for secondary operations like forging, extrusion, drawing, straightening, sizing and all. Okay, so all these processes like rolling, forging, extrusion are part of bulk forming processes. Then the second classification or second type is sheet metal forming, that involves application of tensile or shear forces predominantly. Working upon sheets, plates and strips mainly constitutes sheet forming. So sheet metal operations are mostly carried out in presses. Presses can be hydraulic or pneumatic. A set of tool called die and punch are used for the sheet working operations. Then operations like bending, drawing, deep drawing, blanking, punching, spinning, piercing and shearing are the sheet metal operations. The third category or a new class of metal forming process is known as powder forming and is gaining importance due to its unique capabilities. So one of the important feature of powder forming is its ability to produce parts very close to the final dimensions and with a minimal material wastage. So based on the nature of deformations and forces applied on the material during forming, metaforming processes are further classified depending upon the forces applied. So in this you can see forming by compressive stresses. So forging operations such as open die forging and closed die forging, rolling, coining and extrusion. So in this processes forming is done by compressive stress. Next we have tensile and compressive stress combination processes. So deep drawing, spinning, stripping, wrinkle bulging are the operations or processes in which combination of tensile and compressive stresses is used. Now stretch forming, stretching and expanding, in this tensile stresses are used. Bending, shearing and bending and shearing stresses are used in bending, shearing, punching operations. So rolling is a compressive deformation process which is used for producing semi-finished products such as bars, sheets, plates and finished products such as angles, channels, sections, etc. Rolling can be carried out both in hot and cold condition. Forging is a bulk forming process in which the workpiece or billet is shaped into finished part by the application of compressive and tensile forces with the help of dies and punches. Forging can be done in open dies or closed dies, and open dies forging is normally used for preliminary shaping of raw materials into a suitable form for subsequent forming or machining. Then closed die forming or a closed die forging is performed by squeezing the raw material called billet inside the cavity, inside the die cavity. Next is coining. It is the process of applying compressive stress on surface of the raw material in order to impart special shapes on the surface from the embossing punch. Examples: coins. Extrusion involves forcing the raw materials through a narrow opening of constant cross section or varying cross section in order to reduce the diameter and increase the length. So extrusion can also be done hot or cold. Extruded products include shafts, tubes, cans, cups, gears, etc. Next is wire drawing. Wire drawing process is used for producing small diameter wires from rods by reducing their diameter and stretching their length through the application of tensile force. So musical strings are produced by wire drawing processes. Seamless tubes can also be produced in tube drawing process. Next is sheet metal operation. So deep drawing is a sheet metal process in which metal is forced into a cup or a hollow shape without altering its thickness. So here tensile and compressive forces are used and complex shapes can be produced by deep drawing processes. So this was general information about the metal forming processes, its classification and different metal forming operations involved. Thank you.